Hey Virgo, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time. My name is Coach Liz. All right, Virgos, this is going to be a reading for you guys and you guys only. Now, it's still going to be a general reading, so don't force the shoe to fit. If it does not resonate, there will be more readings to come. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I truly appreciate the support. And hi, new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining the team. I'm so happy that you're here. But yeah, so this is going to be for Virgos. Now, before I started the video, I did do a little meditation and pulled a couple cards for you, Virgo, and we got boundaries, truth, and guides. We have the number 26, 25, and 7. So you could be seeing 26 reduces to 8, 7, you could be seeing 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8. Your root chakra could be significant right now, so there's a need for you to set some sort of healthy boundaries, and this could be something to do with people in your family, something to do with home, maybe people in your community as well. There could be a truth being revealed about people in your family or your community. Maybe even parental figures. There could be a need to set healthy boundaries with maybe even your parents, parental figures. But if you have like questions or if you're wondering which direction to go, I feel like you're being heavily like guided at this time. I feel like your guides are also giving you the information or revealing the information that you need in order to move forward or in order to feel more confident in setting these boundaries. And I'm hearing you're also needing to trust your own truth, meaning if there is something that you've been working on, like your true passion, your true north, but people have been against it, or it's almost like I'm picking up an energy of someone deciding to do something that's against the norm, right? Or against cultural beliefs. So I do feel like you're having to set boundaries against those people that don't necessarily see the vision, right? See your truth or align with your truth. And like I said, I feel like your guides are helping you set these boundaries as well as exposing certain things to you in order for you to be able to feel confident in setting these boundaries, right? There's a need of needing to release certain things because you're going through like a transformation. I'm also feeling like I was gonna say you could be ascending. I was going to say that earlier when I saw the number 7 and the number 8. So you could be ascending. So in order to ascend, sometimes we do need to release certain things that no longer serve us, right? Like there's like this transformation energy with the butterfly, right? There are certain things that need to be shed in order for this butterfly to become a butterfly, right? Like they have to go from it's almost like you went from a particular being, because a caterpillar is completely different from the butterfly, right? Like you see it as a one type of animal and then come back and then you see it as a completely different thing. And I feel like that's what you're currently undergoing, right? It's a complete transformation. I just saw 1010 on the timer. It's like a complete transformation. So even you may not recognize you, right, at first, or you're understanding the truth about your own transformation. So those around you are trying to understand the transformation that you are undergoing, because maybe this is something that they've never experienced before. It feels like you could be someone who gained the courage to break certain generational curses or patterns. So this transformation that you're undergoing is very foreign to those around you, even your family members, because you're breaking certain barriers that these people or generations before you set up, and some of them unintentionally, right? They didn't realize that they were limiting themselves in some way, shape, or form. But then you saw the truth about it. You saw the truth of the situation. You saw how limiting it was to continue certain patterns. So you took it upon yourself to accept that truth and to evolve, right? To transform. And I feel like you trusted the process, and now you're getting ready to reap the benefits of it, right? Like you're getting ready to reap the benefits of allowing yourself to go through this transformation. And when we ascend and elevate, some people aren't allowed to go with you. Some things are not allowed to go with you. You're not supposed to stay in certain places, right? Like a lot of things that used to serve you at one point no longer serve you like they did before, right? So, all right, Virgo, let's see what it is that you got going on here. Let's get more clarity on this energy that's coming out for you. What messages do you have for Virgo? See, the Empress. So yeah, this could have to deal with a... Ooh, hold on. There's a lot of Nikki going on in these. So you could have been dealing with someone, I don't know if you could really see it well, but you could have been dealing with a mother figure that had a lot of like toxic patterns or toxic ways, and a father. Look, there's the Emperor and the Empress. So you could have been dealing with someone who had a lot of toxic attachments or negative patterns that forced them to like set certain blockages or certain walls that kept them from really reaching this happily ever after, right? Not that your parents or your, let's say, your guardians, right? Because I do feel like I'm speaking to someone that is going through something with close family members, right? That's that nine, the boundaries energy with this 9 of Wands. It's like you're having to set certain boundaries against these individuals who, hold on you guys, I'm getting a call, against the individuals who don't understand the transformation, who don't understand the evolution, that don't understand the vision or your true passion, right? Like you're having to stand your ground. And sometimes it is difficult when you have to do it against people who you've grown up with, right? People who are supposed to encourage you, push you, cheer you on, motivate you. And it almost feels like you're having to do the opposite of embrace. You're having to get the courage to set some sort of boundaries. But that's going to require for you to stand confident in your truth and speak your truth, right? Voice your truth. You could be someone that's into like divination or the divination, or I'm hearing magic with this High Priestess energy. I'm getting magic. Maybe you believe in magic. You believe in divination. You believe in, the supernatural. You believe that there is something beyond what you're being offered in this 3D world, right? Like you know that there's more out there, and I feel like you've done the work so that you could call in and receive the things that people believe are not true or are not possible, right? It's like you listen to your intuition and you're like, it's like or understand that there's more than what your 2 little eyes can see, right? And I feel like you're someone that's really wise beyond your years as well. So it just feels like you're having to reject people's opinions, right? Like what they think about you or what they think about your beliefs. You're having to close out certain cycles. You're having to move away from certain people. Maybe even to a whole different state, country. I don't know. You're having to cut people out, make sacrifices, right? Remove certain things, certain people, places that no longer serve you, serve your purpose, serve your higher, your calling. I guess that's what it feels like. All right, let's see. What messages do you have for the Virgo? The Wheel of Fortune. So this talks about good karma, talks about good a turning point. It talks about things shifting, good fortune, things finally turning out in your favor as well. With the Empress energy, I also feel like, again, you've had to fight to earn this spot, right? To earn the spot of the Empress, you've had to stand your ground. You've had to I'm hearing duck and dodge people's opinions, about you. Maybe even how you, um, if you are a parent, if you are a mother, or if you are a father, maybe people criticized you as to how it is that you were raising your own children. And you had to stand your ground when it came to that. And maybe some people, didn't like it. Some people didn't like it, or some people don't like the way you're doing things. So, yeah, it's sad that you're having to walk away from certain people's opinions or people, period, right? Especially if these are family members. It does feel like a loss, like hurtful, sadness, despair, but I also feel like that you understand that you have a higher purpose, a higher calling, and you're willing to, go with the cycles of life, right? If you're being called somewhere, to be somewhere, to speak about something, to be there for someone, you go with it, right? I feel like I'm speaking to a Virgo that is very intuitive and doesn't question their intuition anymore. Because with the Empress energy, I feel like you're very self-aware, you're very nurturing, you understand the importance of giving and receiving and not chasing, right? You understand that life was meant to be lived and not be in survival mode for your entire life, right? And I feel like because you're started to shift your beliefs and how you went about certain things, people started to criticize, people started to see how things were turning in your favor. And at first, right, they were against it, and now it just feels more so like, how dare her, or how dare him. I feel like some people may feel like you could be leaving them behind, especially if this is like a whole turning point in your life, right? Because it is the number 10. So things are definitely ending. If you're leaving people behind, of course they're going to feel some type of way, because, when I get that crap, whenever I think of that, I feel like, when people try to hold you back, especially people in your community or people that you consider to be family or close friends, I always think about the crab effect, when one tries to come out of or that monkey effect. What is it called? When people try to crawl out of the barrel, the monkey, and then one tries to pull the other one down, or is that the crab effect? One of them. I don't know. And just know that people in your community could try to keep you from moving forward because they don't see things exactly as you do, right? Especially because you are evolving, transforming, ascending, and when others don't do that inner work, either they are going to feel insecure because you're going to start projecting, you're going to start mirroring their projections, right? So they're going to have to sit with their own truth. So that some people are going to ascend with you, but some are not. And the ones that are not sometimes are the closest ones to us, right? Sometimes they're the closest ones to us, and it can be a painful transformation, especially, when you're having to leave certain people behind, but you got to do what you got to do, especially if this is something that, God has called you to do. You have a specific job, a specific purpose. This is your truth, right? This is what God said. This is who you're going to be while you're here in this lifetime on this earth. I mean, who are you to say no? I mean, you can, you still have the power of free will, but if you knew that you had something that was being promised to you by God, right? Complete abundance, happiness, success, love, good health, all of it, right? Why would you stay stuck? Why would you even stay stuck? And look at that Chariot at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, you don't want to stay stuck. 6 of Cups. You don't want to stay stuck, no matter how much history you have with these people, no matter how much, how much love or how many memories you have built with these people. The wheel's going to keep turning. And that's one thing. Change is the only thing that is inevitable, right? One thing is for sure, things are going to change. And that's exactly what the wheel is the wheel keeps spinning. It doesn't stop for absolutely anybody. So you can either go with the changes, or you're going to get stuck. And I feel like I'm talking to a Virgo that accepted that they needed to change. They needed to release certain things, that karmic patterns needed to be released, right? In order for you to get to your truth or to tap into your true calling. Remove all of the karmic patterns, people, places, things, right? You had to do that work. And I feel like now that you are ascending, now people are starting to see why it is that you did it. But now I feel like either people are feeling insecure, or their projections are now being mirrored. So now they're having to sit with the things that they criticized you for, if that makes sense. Now they're having to accept the things that they shamed you for, because it came from them. Especially if we're talking about family members, right? If they ever say, oh, you're too this, or you're too that, or you're too stubborn, or you don't listen, or you think you know everything, or this and this and this. Well, I got it from somebody. I react to problems because I learned it from you. And it's like I'm talking to a Virgo who realized that they couldn't continue to blame others for their own toxic traits. So you understood that you had to work through these own toxic patterns, these limiting beliefs. And you did the ugly work, the dirty work. You pushed through that fucking cocoon, and now you're about to show up as this beautiful butterfly. Your your sacral chakra could be important as well right now. You could be feeling more passionate, more creative, and you can find a sense of like wanting to connect with new people, right? Wanting to make new friends, maybe even go out and network with just people who are not your norm. Let me get some more for the Virgo. Yep, you did the work. You did the work, the Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, and it's been slow, hard, blood, sweat, and tears, and years of work. It has been a journey for you. I mean, when I say work, I mean work with the Eight of Pentacles. Like you, I did say, I think I did say at the beginning of the reading, you could be seeing 888. It's like you are in your power. Virgo, you are literally, this is a Virgo energy. And I believe the Knight of Pentacles is a Virgo energy as well. Don't get me to lying. Hold on. Let me look at my trusty notesy notes. I'm trying to learn all of the ruling planets and zodiacs for the cards, so y'all bear with me. But yeah, I think the Knight of Pentacles is also Virgo energy, or am I tripping? No, I'm tripping. It's Aries and Taurus. Aries, Mars, and Taurus, Virgo. And Taurus, Venus. Lord have mercy. Taurus, Venus. I knew that. I'm tripping. Okay. But anywho, yeah, it's been long, consistent work on yourself, right? Like it's been, you've kept your eye on the prize. You kept your eye. I'm thinking of the actual Wheel of Fortune, like that game where you spin it and it lands on jackpot. I feel like that's exactly what you're getting ready to hit, is the jackpot. Why? Because you did the work. Why? Because you answered the calling. Why? Because you took your time. You poured, again, blood, sweat, and tears over the freaking years. And you could be tired and beat up and over. You see the bull in the back? Just kind of seen that in the back there. They go hard, right? They're very physically, very physical animals, strong. And that's what you've had to be. You've had to stay strong. You had to stay assertive, that Aries energy, that fire energy. You had to push through those limiting beliefs, the lies, right? And it's not like your family members lied to you purposely. That's how they grew up. But I feel like at some point you realize that shit ain't supposed to be this difficult, right? It's not supposed to be this difficult. Honestly, I feel like you realize that the most difficult part of a journey is not flowing, not accepting things for what they are, focusing too much in the future or staying stuck in the past. I feel like these are all lessons that you started to learn on your journey. And I also feel like during the journey to find your true north, you realize that things don't have to be difficult, right? You just literally have to be consistent and persistent and not get distracted with other people's opinions, with other people's criticism, with other people's beliefs, with other people's goals, with other people's wants and desires. Like, you stayed focused. You stayed focused on the prize. You stayed focused on the jackpot. You stayed focused on what was true to you. And you kept working at it. 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 You stayed positive. You stayed, again, that Ace of Swords, that truth. These both talk about the same exact thing. You stayed true to yourself. Earlier, I was on TikTok and I don't know who I told, somebody on TikTok. I was like, you're not new to this, you're true to this. And that's what this feels like. You're not new to this. You've been on this journey. You've just been staying true. And people are just starting to realize how determined you've been. The work that you've put into. And And some of them are going to get jealous once they start to see these the abundance and the jackpot, right? Once they start to see this jackpot flowing into your life, if it hasn't already, you know, some people are going to get jealous. They're going to feel like you left them behind, or you no longer need them. I don't know. All right, let's see what else for Virgo. Yep. You no longer need them. 8 of Cups, 3 of Cups. So this is definitely about a community of people that you're leaving behind because you see the bigger picture of a situation. You see the calling. You answer the call. So when you're called to pack up and go, you're going to pack up and go. You've seen the bigger picture. You've seen the possibilities. I'm seeing fireworks. So 4th of July could be significant. I don't know if you guys can see it really well because I know the type of card is like iridescent. I think that's what they're called. But there's fireworks on this card. I think you can see it right there. So 4th of July could be significant. I know it's on the way. You could be celebrating with friends or family members. And this is something that could be coming up then. Like, there could be some things that are being said, opinions being said that could potentially put you in your head. But you got to stay strong. You got to stay strong, Virgo. With this Queen of Swords, you're going to have to stay strong on those boundaries. You're going to have to stand 10 toes down. Speak your truth. Stay focused. Stay loyal. Again, you're not new to this. You're true to this. And if you have to walk away from a situation, an argument, because of, the fireworks, I'm also picking up that could be something like erupting or something popping off. So there could be a bit of like an energy where things could boil over, right? Like there could be some things said that just push you to the edge, Virgo. And that might make you want to finally pack your stuff up and walk. And I see this person is going on a hike or they're going on a journey and they have no bags packed. So maybe you're just like, I'm hearing, bag lady, you can't hurry on, 'cause you got too much time. Y'all, I cannot sing, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Erykah Badu, bag lady. And you're not trying to be no bag lady. You're leaving all the burdens, all the baggage, all the hurt, the anxiety, the fears. You're leaving it all behind. Because why? Because you see, there's, I think, 7 cups in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it's 8 cups. The 9th cup is your wish fulfillment, right? And that's exactly what you're about to go pick up and get. You're about to go get that wish fulfillment. Because where you're at is no longer emotionally fulfilling. And you know that in order to reach full fulfillment, you got to be a blank. I'm hearing blank canvas, so maybe you are an artist, but you can't carry too much of the old shit with you. You just can't. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to serve you well. So you know this, though. You know this because you're not new to this. You're true to this. Let's see, what else? Seven of Pentacles. So you've been working on, like I said, I'm talking to a Virgo that's not new to this. I'm talking to a Virgo who understands the meaning of energetically investing in things that actually matter, that will pay, that will give you something in return. I'm seeing the Seven of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the Knight of Wands with the Ten of Pentacles. This is giving that family energy as well. Like something to do with a mother figure could be significant. Like maybe so for some of you, you could have dealt with mother figures who were very flighty with their energy, whether it was them physically in and out of your life, but also someone who hold on y'all, let me turn this light on. Someone who could who goes back and forth with their energy, right? Like someone who 1 minute someone who 1 minute will make you feel safe, like a mother who would be nurturing, loving, but then their energy would turn not necessarily cold. I'm not getting cold, but maybe distant, or they would change their mind a lot. Like 1 minute they would have your back, right? 1 minute this mother figure or parental figure or whoever your guardian was or is, or who, you know, someone that you would consider guardian, someone who raised you. And this is most likely a mother figure because it is the Queen of Cups. But it does feel like whoever this was very flighty with their energy. Like I said, it just felt like one moment they were very nurturing, very loving, very caring and giving. And, you know, they showed up as a motherly figure. But then the next minute, it's like their energy would switch, right? Where 1 minute it was like, I got your back. Next minute is like, I changed my mind. I don't got your back no more. And you could have possibly had to move away from this mother figure, or she could be at a distance from you. I also feel like Virgo, you're spending a lot of time reflecting, right? Like how these people have shown up in their life and how they have helped mold you, and which parts of them you actually want to continue carrying on, right? Because if you are, say you are now a mother yourself, you know, you want to see how you're showing up with your own children. For some of you, you could have like a grandmother that has passed on that played a big role in your upbringing as well. And I feel like this person is looking after you, or looking after you. You could also be, you know, find yourself maybe even praying more to this particular individual, like a grandmother, or great grandmother, or, you know, grandparent, period. What other messages do you have for the Virgo? The Five of Wands and the Lovers. Arguments. I said something's going to pop off. Arguments. But it did pop out in a reverse, which lets me know that you're not going to feed into the bullshit. You see this from a mile away. And I'm also hearing you're sitting on your horse. So some people may feel like you're sitting on your high horse, like you're just too good. Yes, we are too fucking good to be arguing with y'all. What's his name? Plies. I ain't arguing with you. I ain't arguing with you because you mad. Because you real mad. You over here pouring into yourself, loving yourself with the lovers. I'm sorry, y'all. These cards are not it, because you cannot really see them. Lovers and the Nine of Pentacles. You're too focused on pouring into yourself. You're too worried about your own success, your own either material success. You're luxurious, you look good, you smell good, you got your shit together. If you're not there yet, you're working on it. You're heading that way. And it's like you're not doing anything that you're not passionate about, and that's period. Like that's all, that's it. And whether y'all like it or not, and you're communicating that. I feel like you're speaking up and about, again, about your truth, what's true to you. And although some people may not like it, you're like, well, too bad, so sad. What you gonna do about it? Because either I can show you how to do it, or I'm just gonna walk away. I'm just gonna walk away. I feel like you're not with the Five of Wands in reverse. Like, you're not with the shits at all. Like, zero. You've already gone so far on this journey that these little arguments or opinions that other people may have, now they don't face you. Like I said, you're on your high horse, and well earned, my friend. Like, you earned this. Well motherfucking earned. So if people make you feel bad for being on your high horse, that's on them. You've been doing the work. You've been doing the work. You've been doing the analyzing. You've been doing the introspection. You've been putting the blood, sweat, and tears. You've been doing the work. So what y'all mad at? Because now you're starting to see and reap the benefits. So people are like, how? Why? How is this so? Oh, Lord. All right, let me get one more for the Virgo. Let's get one more for the Virgo. We got Death in reverse. I'm going to say this. Some people are not going to want you to leave them behind in the cold. Five of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles. So you could be seeing 222. Some people are not going to want you to leave them out in the cold. They're not going to want you to leave them behind. They're not going to like this death and rebirth. They're not. They are not. Let me get one more on this death in reverse for the Virgo. They're not going to want you to leave. Uh-oh. King of Cups. This could be someone that you are currently married to, or romantically connected or emotionally connected to. This could be someone that's watching you from afar with this Page of Swords and the Ace of Swords. They want to come in and speak some shit about something. They want to come tell you the truth. This could be something completely unrelated to what's going on with your family, or it could be going on simultaneously. I probably fucked that up, but anyway, yeah, that could be going on at the same time. Simultaneously at the same goddamn time that you're going through, like with this family situation. This could be someone who is romantically invested in you, but you're willing to leave them behind too. Shit, if they don't get with the program, you're headed to your good fortune. You're walking straight to it. You're just trying to see who's coming with you and who you have to cut out, whether they want to be cut out or not. But whoever this King of Cups is, I feel like they have a lot of love for you. They have a lot of respect. They are emotionally intelligent, but they don't speak much about their emotions or how they feel. They're just very intelligent and available. They are available, but they don't do a lot of talking. I feel like this could have been someone that you were building some sort of romantic connection with, because I do see a lot of like building tools. Like I see a compass, a hammer, a knife. So this is someone that you were trying to, or you're trying to build some sort of romantic connection with, or maybe they're trying to, but maybe they're watching you walk away. You're leaving them behind too. Shit, leaving them out in the cold. I know I saw the Five of Pentacles, but they don't want you to. They don't want you to with this Death in reverse. Lordy, this reading took a turn. This could be someone that you're married to as well, because we did see the Queen of Cups. Who is this King of Cups? Let me get a little more. Let me get one more. King of Cups. Six of Swords. So this person could be at a distance from you. They could be traveling, or this could be a long distance connection or relationship. You could be dealing with a Capricorn. But going back to that family patterns, right? Toxic patterns. Maybe this is someone who has family members that, could potentially be holding them behind as well. And look, Eight of Swords. They're stuck. They're bound. They're stuck in, some sort of victim mentality, limiting beliefs. And you're like, no, I'm not staying stuck. I ain't been stuck for years. So I'm not going to start staying stuck now. I'm going to keep moving. I don't care if I'm moving at a turtle's pace. Slow and steady wins the race. And you know that. You've been known that. Even if you have to go on foot, you're going to keep moving. No matter who or what tries to hold you back or tries to stop you from doing so, you're like, I shall keep moving. I will not stay stuck. I will not stay bound. I will not. And I also feel like your guides, right? I feel like your guides are guiding you to maybe even move to a different location, maybe overseas, maybe to a different city, state. Again, you could have children of your own, so you could even be a single parent. I do see a mom and a child sitting with the guy in the back. So you could be dealing with someone who could also help you move away from this chaos, or from people who are trying to hold you back. Shit, maybe this King of Cups try to, realize like either I'm gonna stay here with the people going against Virgo, or I'm gonna get on those boat with Virgo and I'm gonna go to that Wheel of Fortune with Virgo. So maybe that's what's happening. I don't know, Virgo. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what's going on. Who is this King of Cups? Who is this King of Cups? Maybe you're helping this King of Cups break through those toxic patterns as well, right? Like those... okay, hold on. I'm picking up on someone's inner child. So maybe you're dealing with someone whose inner child could have been wounded. And the reason why I say that's because I'm seeing the Devil and the Ten of Cups, as well as the Eight of Swords. So it makes me feel like this King of Cups could have been someone whose family was also very toxic while they were growing up, during their childhood, who set a lot of limiting beliefs, who made them feel stuck or captured, right? Just by how they thought, right? Not necessarily their physical being stuck or bound. Maybe someone did spend or do some jail time, I don't know, and that traumatized them when they were younger. But it just feels like you are helping this King of Cups tap into their inner child, and you're helping them, you're guiding them towards a bigger purpose. And I just saw 44 on the timer. You could be seeing 444. I know we're talking about the 4th house right now as well. When I rolled the dice, it popped out on the 4th. So we're definitely God dang it. Where is it? 4. So we're definitely talking about the 4th house here. Family. Home. These patterns that you picked up are coming up to the surface. And again, people who are connecting to you or connected to you, it's almost like you are mirroring parts of their own shadows. So they're having to tap into that inner child and move to calmer waters, right? Hop on that boat with you, or you're getting left behind. Point blank period. Because I'm not getting stuck. I got shit to do. I got places to go, people to see with this 2 of Wands, 4 of Wands, 6 of Wands, and the world. Definitely got places to go, people to see, celebrations to attend, new beginnings to embark. Like, you're just not staying stuck for anyone. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's mama, daddy, uncle, grandma, grandpa, boyfriend, husband. It doesn't matter. You're on a mission and you're not done. You're almost there, but I feel like you're not done. So you got to keep it pushing. You're not going to stay stuck for absolutely anybody. All right, y'all. Let's close it out. Let's do one of these Moonology cards because the moon has been popping out a lot. And I believe the full moon is coming up July 10th. And I think that's very significant for a lot of us right now. I'm not sure why. I will have to see why it's been popping up a lot. But anywho, let's see. I know usually the moon does pop up once it's about to be a full moon or a new moon. So you could be, like I said, maybe from July 4th to July 10th, there's something significant happening during that window. The 4th through the 10th. I'm also hearing the 8th. Could be receiving good news about money in regards to your money as well. Maybe that's what you've been staying focused on. Maybe a certain project or a certain business endeavor or something like that. And maybe some people were just against it, right? You've been I'm picking up an energy of like maybe stubbornness. Maybe people thought you were being stubborn when really the whole time you're just like, I'm just working, just taking a day at a time, just doing what I can today, worry about tomorrow. And people don't, a lot of people are on this like hustle, work, go and get the bag, don't take any breaks. And you were like, I'm not doing that. I'm not working myself to death for nothing or no one, not even myself. I am going to stay on my true path. I'm going to follow the journey that God has clearly set out for me. And during this journey, I already know I'm going to be provided for. Why? Because I am following the journey that God told me to be on. That's why. There will be water. There'll be shelter. There'll be clothes. There'll be gas. There'll be food. There'll be loved ones. There will be strangers that feel like loved ones. You just understood the assignment and you went with it. And people around you are just now waking up to the assignment. Or they're needing to, because you're about to set some nice little firm boundaries. Yeah, bring love into the situation. So there could be something, like I said, something popping off. But remember, approach everything with love. Some people who, even if it's your parents, right? They were raised by others who could have experienced, parents who also were tied to limiting beliefs. So it is possibly your turn to be like, hey, look, I'll guide you. I'll take you to calmer waters. I'll show you how to get there. You just have to hop on. Instead of arguing and going against me, hop on the fucking boat. I'll take you there. I'll show you how to do it. Instead of you trying to stop me from getting where I need to go, we could work together and we could get there faster. We could get there faster. Because I've been on this horse this whole time, but if we get on this water, we could possibly get there faster. All right, let me get a message for the Virgo. Be bold and make the first move, and nothing will come of this situation. So yeah, I feel like something is going to come up, but I think it's only meant to create, push you to either set boundaries or show others that you've set boundaries, that you are in your power. And nothing else is supposed to come from this, either argument or, if you're going head to head with certain people, that only thing that's going to come from it is a lesson, right? And I feel like the reason being is because I feel like you're too emotionally intelligent to allow others to get you off of your path now. All right, let's see. Be bold and make the first move. We have the cardinal moon. 104. So definitely a lot of changes happening around you right now. You could be seeing 555, 777, 888. Definitely heavy on the 7s and heavy on the 8s for sure. And 4s. Okay, so it says, now is the time to be bold, bossy, even. Take matters into your own hands. Cardinal signs are powerful and self-starting. They're determined and great at organizing. Drawing this card strongly suggests that you're going to need to be all of those things to get your ideal resolution or position in the situation you're asking about. This card may challenge you on how strongly you really want something. If you're worrying about a situation, it is a suggestion to be less passive. Instead, take assertive stance as you steer events where you want them to go. Speak up for what you want. Speak your truth. If you're serious about sorting things out, you may need to take the lead in some way to step up as the leader. Attuned to the moon. I am taking charge of my destiny. The Wheel of Fortune also talks about your destiny. So I feel like that's exactly what you're headed, right? With the Knight of Pentacles walking right into the wheel, it lets me know that that's exactly, you're walking straight. And then the Eight of Cups is also walking straight into the Wheel of Fortune. The Six of Swords still looks like it's going straight into the Wheel of Fortune. So it's like you're headed on the right path. It's just that you're running into people who may question it. And it says, be bold and follow your heart and your emotions. Avoid recklessness or moving too fast. That's that Knight of Pentacles. It's the slowest moving knight of the deck. So don't be impulsive. Come into your power. The time for action is now. Ask Ganesha, the Hindu elephant god, for help. All right, the teaching of this card. It says, in astrology, there are 3 quadruplicities: cardinal, fixed, and mutable. The cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Remember, we each have all 12 signs in our chart for different parts of our lives. It's just the way the astrological wheel works. That's the Wheel of Fortune. There are signs that like to get things started and which are the natural leaders. No matter where you draw this card, it's a sign that something new is starting and you're quite possibly need to take the lead on it. So this almost feels like I'm hearing transmute. This almost feels like people around you may try to test you and what you believe. And your job here is show them how it's done. Remember I said, hop on the boat, I'll take you there. You're gonna have to teach others, right? Like, one thing is breaking through generational patterns or curses or whatever, right? But I feel like you are also teaching others how to do it. And being a teacher is different than being a student, right? And I feel like you've been a student. I feel like you've been taking notes. I feel like you've been learning lessons. But I now feel like you're at a point now, because you have elevated and transformed, that now you have to be the teacher. And you see how this person is guiding the mom and the child. So maybe you're having to be the guide for a parental figure who's still trying to heal their inner child, right? This could be a father as well. Maybe both, mother and father. You're projecting, or you're mirroring what these people in your community could be projecting onto you. And instead of you arguing or fighting or trying to get on their level, you are being called to guide, to teach, to lead. Lead with love. Lead with love. Okay, I like that. Virgo, it looks like you have a job on your hands, Virgo. I mean, hey, if you answered the call and what it feels like you did, I mean, the job usually isn't easy peasy. The lessons aren't easy peasy. The curses aren't easy peasy to break either. But I feel like you've done the work. I feel like you figured something out. And now you're being called to teach, to speak the truth, to trust in your truth as well as your guides. It's like you are being led to guide others, but you are being guided to guide others, if that makes sense. Okay. All right, Virgo, that's all I have. Take a deep breath before, you respond or react. If this is someone that's trying you or trying to, I would say trying you or question your motives or question your journey. It's not because it's a personal thing against you. It is a personal thing for themselves, their own inner child, their own traumas, their own patterns, their own fears, their own anxieties. Now that you are aware of that, it's okay for you to take the lead. Be bold, stand up, be confident, be passionate, be creative on, how you can guide others, how you can teach others. Oh, Virgo, I feel like it's going to be a tough one, but it's going to be a good one. And I feel like once you do that, it just almost feels like you're so close to that Wheel of Fortune, to that jackpot. I feel like once you pass this last mountain or this last hill, you'll see that treasure chest. You'll see that. And I feel like you've already started to receive some sort of like financial, I want to say abundance, but it almost feels like money started kind of like trickling in a little bit. And I feel like you're going to get ready, or starting to get ready, to just see the whole shit just fall from the sky. Like, if people said, money doesn't grow on trees, I feel like your tree is getting ready to be full of fucking coins. All right, Virgo, I hope this message kind of helped give you some sort of clarity, some sort of guidance. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to y'all soon.